Today I'm going to the Cable Car Museum. You can see a cable car right in front of me. I'm going to go to the museum to learn about the history and more. All right, so I made it to the Cable Car Museum and I'm going to be walking in right here. It's a rainy day in San Francisco, but I'm going to go in the San Francisco Cable Car Museum, one of a kind. I'm going to walk up in here. It's free admission. Right here it says free admission. Times. I'm going to walk inside. And immediately when I walk inside, I can smell, it smells like oil or hydraulic fluid from the rail car. We're going to walk up and see some of this right here. So this is some sort of wheel. I don't know exactly who this is right there, but we're going to walk in and see it. It says Cable Car Museum at the top right there. Let's go ahead and check this out. Frida Klossman, not exactly who she is. Don't know who she is, but it says, on the morning of January 2028, 1947, San Francisco read the news that a fleet of buses would replace cable cars operating on the Powell Street in almost the same casual manner. I'm not going to read all that, but here it is right here. Maybe I'll take a picture of it. You can look at it later. Frida Klossman. And the entrance says, "Welcome to San Francisco. Welcome to the Cable Car Museum. Sheave room viewing area downstairs to the left. Museum main floor and winding machinery upstairs to the right." So we're going to go downstairs first to check this out. A lot of design. A lot of signage. Gonna go in downstairs, see what says pull and let the curve. So it shows how it works right here. It's pull and let go of the curves, the mechanism of how the trains work. This is one track, guardrail, slot, yoke. It's a pretty cool system. Clay Street. So this is what the old pulley cars used to look like back in the day. Pretty cool looking. It says that's a depression beam. So I'm not going to get all into the mechanism of how it works. I'll just give you a brief overview of what it looks like. So this is the pulley system underground and how it works. A lot of things going on. Looks like barrels. See all of this right here. The pulley system is steadily working, pulling the cars. That's a unique system that's going on right here. It says, "What's under the street?" That is a guy that we saw upstairs, this beard. It says, "Through the windows directly behind you, there are 8 large wheels called sheaves, which change cable direction going into the powerhouse. There are 4 cable lines in San Francisco, each a closed loop. All 4 cable lines enter and leave the powerhouse location. Hundreds of smaller sheaves under the streets where the cable cars run. They keep the cable aligned and make curves and crossings possible. These smaller sheaves are referred to as pulleys." I'm going to read this last one. It says, "What's underfoot? The cables pass directly under your feet on their way to the motors, gears, and more sheaves, which keep the cables constantly moving. These motors, gears, and sheaves are called the winding machinery. To watch the winding machinery in operation, please visit the mezzanine level of the powerhouse," which we're going to go up there next. But this is what the sheaves look like, pulleys. Pretty cool. Let's go upstairs and see what that looks like. So I'm going back up to the top floor, and I'm going to see it says Cable Car Museum. I'm going to go up to the top floor. There's a lot of reading material on the right. Down here, this is what I guess the seats used to look like. You can actually get in here and sit down. It looks like a pew at a church. Nice wood right here, very carved very nicely. That's what it looks like in the back. They're really cool looking. And this looks like you have mechanics working on it back here. This is probably useful for the current system that they have going on. This isn't for show. Showing the pulleys. You see the mechanic hard at work right there, working on the pulleys. A lot of things going on back here. Just one mechanic working on them. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing. Looks like some sort of gauge that he's going to be doing this part of. I'm not quite sure. And this is the pulley system. I believe this is active right here, pulling. Look at these massive wheels that you have going on with these cables tied to it. An electrical system that's operating. Just to give you a scope of this, I'm going to go back a little bit wider. Look at how massive these wheels are in pulling these cable cars through the streets of San Francisco. See right there, it says hi. Getting closer so you can see some of the signage. It says California, Mason, Powell. So these are the different lines. If you go up there, you see that's Powell Street. Right there is Mason, California Street, and then Hyde. So these are three different pulley systems right here at work. Three different pulley systems working three sets of cars, or three lines of cars, where the cars go. And this right here just shows how it all works right here. Very good, you're fine. It says cables move the cars. The machinery makes the cables move, and the cables are always moving. I wonder what they have to do in downtimes. There's some historical notes. Pretty cool museum that shows you how exactly the cable cars operate here in San Francisco. This looks like where the conductor or the person operating the cable car would sit right there. I believe that's some sort of brake or something. And this is seating, I'm assuming, for passengers to sit right here. In one of the older cable cars, this is the Clay Street car right here, number 8. And there's some signage right here. It says Clay Street Railroad car number 2. Gonna get a better look at it on this side. It says please no drink. Now, they look like pews inside of a church. Very nice looking wood right here. It almost looks as if there's some sort of place where you can put luggage underneath right there, underneath the seat. But it could be something else. I'm not exactly sure. It says do not touch, so I'm not going to go there. And this is where the operator would sit on this bench right here and use the brakes perhaps. And there's a seating on the other side as well. This right here looks some sort of drop quarter slot. You can see the history of San Francisco by looking down in here. These old features right here. Back to the cable, it says 3 shells for each cable, 3 sheaves for each cable, 1, 2, 3. Those are the big sheaves. The motors and gears reduce, the motors and gear reducers, drive and idler sheaves. The tension sheaves, you have that, and you have a historical note. I'm not going to go into all of this right here. I'm going to save it for when you take a visit to the museum yourself. Come over here, it looks like some sort of tools that are being used, adjustable compass, hacksaw, a lot of tools that they used to use in order to operate these sheaves, these pulley system for the cable cars. And this is a look at one of the pulley system and the cables. I believe this is just for show right here. It shows you the thickness of the cable. And this is the grip. It looks as if some sort of, this is how it grips the cable, okay? So you can see this right here. This is called the gripper. And you can see the cable line right there. Now, what happens is this gripper grips the cable, and when it grips it, it actually pulls the car up or down the hill, or keeps it from falling down the hill. I guess you can use this gravity once the gripper holds onto it. But it shows you how it does it. So you have the operator that uses this right here, this ratchet release lever. So he pulls it to engage this to the cable, and therefore the car is able to move. You can see that's a gripper, so he takes it, puts it in place, locks it in place. This grips the cable, and the car is able to move. And it says right here, it says, watch the grip man next time you ride a cable car. Shows to stop it, accelerating, car speed, almost 10 miles per hour. Pretty cool how they operate. This is another gripper right here. Not exactly sure what that is. Almost thought it was a battery, but it looks like it may be some sort of old water or fuel or something. This is the bottom of the car. Right here, you have the wheels that sit along the track. I believe the gripper is supposed to come somewhere in between there. I'm not exactly sure where that would go. But that is the bottom of it. It's called the truck. Since each cable car is supported by 2 trucks that carry all. Grip mechanism, the wheel, the brakes, and support. Pretty fascinating. And so here are the sheaves, the pulleys from the side. See that right there? This is them from the side. Kind of loud in here. Talks about the cable repairs, and indeed the cables do become worn out and need to be replaced from time to time. To talk about the cables, why do they wear out? Strand arm, not exactly sure what that is. There's also a store where you can purchase a lot of things from the cable car museum. Side angle. And here is spool of the cable car. Just to see how big the cables are, you can see that. They seem to be steel wound up. Some sort of mixture of steel. And this is one of the older model cable cars that says do not board in this area. So there's other areas where you can board, I guess, but it says please keep off. And I'm guessing because this is such a historical piece of cable car that they want to preserve it. Going to go along this side. You can see this is a replica model of a cable car. It says model of United Railroad of San Francisco, single truck California type car. Mechanic over there doing some sort of work. Just a look at pieces, I'm not exactly sure they are. This is the inside of an older car. It looks like it's made of wood, mostly. This is what it looked like. It looks like some sort of documentary for cable cars over here. People working on cable cars right here. It It says rebuilding the cable car system from 1982 to 1984. They were rebuilding it right here. People will decide on cable cars in November. That was in the newspaper, San Francisco Chronicle in 1947. Cable cars get a boost. San Francisco women may force city to let voters decide. So these are some headlines from way back when. A replica cable car. And here are some coins. It looks like they used to accept back in the day for the cable cars. It says Amtrak. These are Amtrak tokens. Special tokens. These are from the payment system. Looks like a punching ticket. Coins. Looks like different badges conductors or operators would wear. Here's some replicas of old cable cars. Look at the different designs that come out right here. This is 1899 design. So this was part of the main line until 1899. This is pretty much the death or the ending of the cable cars when I'm saying the dates. So this is in service until 1941. You have one right there. This was in service in 1941. After 1906, there was only one car. After 1906, there was only one car that looked like that left. And so these just reflect the different times of the cable cars and the different styles. This is the backside of the cable cars that we were looking at earlier. You can take the cable cars all the way to the beach. It says an excursion to Ocean Beach and Cliff House. Steam line. Cigars, California. A lot of cool things going on. This is what one of the conductors used to look like, what they would wear. Common outfit. This old cable car right here says 1915. So this is an older model right here. So that's roughly the cable car museum right here. There's exit signs. Totally free museum. And very interesting. It says San Francisco's 8 original companies. So there's 8 different cable car companies. So that's something that you might want to look into. But this is the Cable Car Museum, very unique. Gonna have to take a ride on one of the cable cars after seeing all of the history about the cable cars. A little penny. Definitely want to check out the store when you get in here. A lot of things in here. It says cash only for a lot of these products right here. Pretty cool. You get badges right here. Little images of San Francisco. That looks like one of the houses from that show called Full House. A lot of little trinkets that you can get. There's cables, little shaky balls. It's like, shake these. Look at that, pretty cool. Little postcards. Water, Mystic the track. Pretty cool things. Golden cable cars you can get down here. Look at these, it's pretty nice. Pretty cool Christmas gift or souvenir that you get for yourself. They have magnets on the wall, refrigerator magnets, cups, hats. There's all the San Francisco things. Bags, hats, cups, a lot of things that you can get right here. You get shot glasses, all sorts of fridge magnets. So that is the souvenir store at the Cable Car Museum. And I'm just going to wrap this up. Cool place to visit, coming to San Francisco, get a lot of souvenirs, a lot of toys, trinkets you can take home. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you take a trip to San Francisco's Cable Car Museum. Very fascinating, a lot of history, a lot of knowledge you can get. Thanks a lot for watching.